and wherever you are in the world, welcome to our next PMO Leader Conference session. Thank you very much for joining us. Some of you have been here from the beginning, some of you just dipping in for your first session, so welcome everyone. And we have got a brilliant session for you right now. We are joined by Bruno Morganti, who is one of our PMO Leader Advisory Board members, so big celebrity, doff my hat. But also a very, very experienced change leader, and he is going to launch a very exciting new initiative with us today. So a bit of housekeeping. During the session, you've got the chat option to your right. So if you want to let us know you're there, let us know where you're joining from, pop your chat in there and we'll see everybody who's joined. And you can also add questions for us in the button below. There's a Q&A section. And we will tackle those at the end of the session and get through as many as we can. And don't forget, we're using the hashtag TPL conference today. So if you're posting on your socials, if you want to let people know everything you've learned, that's the one to use. And you can follow along on that hashtag as well. We've got loads of activity going on Instagram at the moment and on LinkedIn. But that's definitely enough housekeeping. We want to talk to Bruno and we want to hear from Bruno. So now, his catchphrase is that he challenges the status quo, he improves processes, he gets results, he sets things in order. Bruno solves problems. We all need a Bruno. And that's what he does, and that's where his passion is. He's got over 18 years of experience in big multinational conglomerates all over Europe and possibly beyond, he'll tell us, but also a keynote speaker, a storyteller, more importantly, who brings things to life, and his passion, I think, is really what unites us, and a committed mentor, so helping brilliant individuals to get even more brilliant. So I'm going to hand over to you, Bruno, and you are going to let us know what it's all about. Tell us why you're here today.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Joe. And first of all, I want to start to say that there is no slide deck. It's going to be a conversation. It's going to be a chat. It's going to be a story. And today I'm going to, I'm really excited about this session. We are launching for the first time the PMO Leader Mentoring Program. And during the session, I will tell you all about it. I'll tell you how it works, what it is, who is this for, how to join. But before I start, I definitely want to take the opportunity to give a couple of special mentions. First, I want to mention the sponsors that made possible to have the PMO Leader Mentoring Program for free. And these are Meisterplan and the PMO Squad. You will find them later on. I'll share the link to the page where you can find them, and you can go and visit them. Another special mention goes to the Mentoring Club, which is supporting us in delivering this program. And it's a platform that I know very well. I've been a mentor on that platform myself over the last 3 years. And again, you will know more about them. You will get to know more about them in the next few minutes. And then, as a last special mention, I want to share a big thank you to the team of volunteers that are working together with me to making this mentoring program happen. And I will not mention all their names because there are too many, but you know who you are, and thank you, really thank you very much. Now, about the program. Let's start with mentoring, with the value of mentoring. Mentoring is one of those elements that is supporting the concept of continuously development, continuous learning, upskilling. You probably heard some of those terms. And it is something that is foster knowledge sharing, collaboration, and both personal and professional development. Mentorship is a relationship between two type of people. Usually there is a more experienced one, which is playing the role of a mentor, and a less experienced one that wants to learn, to get advice, to grow. It is definitely something that when you don't know it, you think that mentorship is a flow of knowledge and empowerment and between the mentor and the mentee. But I can tell you that actually, having been a mentor myself for now over 6 years, I'll tell you the story later on. It's true also the opposite. Actually, when a mentorship relationship works well, you do have a mutual growth, a mutual benefit. As a mentor, very frequently when I have the conversation with my mentees, I start seeing things from a different perspective. I start asking myself questions about things that I didn't ask before. So it's incredibly important, and it's a mutual growth. It's important to understand that. So it's not a one-way channel.
It's very true, isn't it? Nothing we do is a binary knowledge. You know, there isn't a right or a wrong answer. It's all about experience and approach, and we always learn from everybody we talk to, our peers as well, but that two-way relationship is what makes it special.
Oh yes. So the PMO Leader Mentoring Program. It is an idea I started to discuss about with the rest of the members of the board, with PMO Joe, quite a while ago. We knew it was challenging to bring it to life, but we wanted to try, and of course we made it. So now we are ready. We're ready to kick it off, and starting with today, there will be the possibility for everyone in our community to make an application to join as a mentor or as a mentee. The program itself, it is focused on PMO. It is not specifically a project management mentoring, but it is a PMO mentoring. So what we want to do it is to put in connection leaders, PMO leaders, project management professionals with a certain level of experience, with others that either are new to the role, new to the position, or maybe transitioning from a more junior to a higher position. And it is to put them together into this relationship.
So give us a bit more detail about how it's going to work. How do people access it? What happens next?
So we are going to have a page, a dedicated page, which I'm going to take now the link and put it in the chat for everybody to already have access to it. And here it is. Should be visible, right?
It will pop up in just a second. Yes, in fact, I think it's there.
So at the page, you find all the details about the session, about how it works, and how to register yourself to apply as a mentor, as a mentee. Now, let me tell you, who do we seek as mentors and mentees? So, as a first let's start with this. Not everybody can be a mentor, and not everybody wants to be a mentor. At the same time, not everybody can be a mentee, and not everybody wants to be a mentee. So one of the questions that you will find in both application forms is why? Why do you want to be part of this? And it's very important to be really willing to be there, to invest some time, to give back some time as a mentor, or to be there and invest some time in your growth as a mentee. With this program, we want to support our PMO community, of course, and to bring together from one side the people that want to learn, develop, and grow, and on the other side, those that have the experience and that they want to help others and give back to our community. Let's say the mentee, it's usually, I would say, young professionals, definitely within project management. They might also be just starting their career. It could be. At the moment, we are open to receive applications from all stages. And but it could also be already someone in the profession since quite a while that is now transitioning to a more senior position. And as a mentor, as I mentioned before, experienced professionals, experienced PMO leaders, and definitely that are willing to invest some time in helping less experienced professionals along their journey. How does it work? We will have, with today, we are officially opening the applications. So we will start collecting applications for both mentors and mentees. And the application will last for the next few weeks. During November already, we will be able to start reviewing who is there and what are the profiles that we consider the right profiles for this mentoring program. We will then enter into the phase of pairing them. And this is also based on the answers that we received on the application form, which is about the level of experience, the time zone. It is also about what are you looking for into this program, and we'll match mentor and mentees, which we believe would work well together. And once we are ready, which is roughly going to be in December before Christmas, this is when we plan to have defined all the pairs or the relationship, the mentorship relationship. It is when we will do some training session. Let's call them training or onboarding sessions, both for mentors and mentees, explaining clearly what is expected from them in this program, but also what is that they can expect to receive from each other. And then this will take us to the end of the year. So in January, we will be able to officially start the program, and the program will then continue for roughly approximately 6 months. It's going to be from January until the summertime.
Fantastic. And do you give people guidance in terms of how much time this might be as an investment, or is that something that mentor and mentee can work out between them for what suits them?
We will definitely share guidance. It is something that will be part of those onboarding sessions. So we will give that. What is important is that, of course, within the relationship, there will be the possibility for the mentees and the mentors to decide what is the periodicity. Of course, we will give some, let's say boundaries, like stay within these, and we advise something. But in the end, it's up to them to find the right way of working. And the way they will do it, those sessions will be mostly online sessions. Now, of course, it could happen that we might have a mentor and a mentee that are in the same city and they decide to meet, and that's fantastic. But it will be mostly run online. And I mentioned before the Mentoring Club. Mentoring Club is a pro bono non-profit organization that was born in Berlin, Germany, where I am located, and they started during the pandemic with the idea of helping connecting people in need. We will be working with them into this program. So we will collaborate with them. And this means that mentors and mentees will use that platform to connect together. And that will definitely make the whole experience smooth and perfectly working, which is great.
Fantastic. It sounds like an absolutely amazing initiative. It's really, really exciting. And I think you mentioned you've been mentoring for some 6 years now, at least, or sort of officially. I'm sure you were doing it before. What got you into, how did that start? What was your journey to becoming a mentor? Was it having a brilliant mentor yourself, or how did it happen?
It happened without me being, without me knowing that I was actually becoming a mentor. So it was roughly 6 7 years ago. I was a young manager, and there was a peer of mine. She was a younger manager than me, and she approached me saying that she had a new starter in her team, and this new starter was not a new starter in a company, but in her team. And the new starter was going to have a very different role compared to what she had in the past. In the past, it was very back office, no communication. And in this new position, she had to interact with a lot of people in the organization, up to the C levels. And she was absolutely afraid of that and not used to that. Like, those like being frozen in front of them. So this young manager, she approached me and she asked me if I wanted to help her into this development journey. So it was not something organized by the organization, by the company. It was just between the two of us, which I said, of course, yes, with pleasure. And so we started. And actually, that was for us. It was officially what later on I realized it was our first mentoring relationship. My first mentoring relationship. It lasted roughly 8 months. She was able to achieve whatever she wanted, to achieve all the objectives that she gave to herself as a mentee. And this is one of the characteristics of one of the key elements of the mentoring relationship is the mentee that is driving. It's not the mentor that is driving. And at the end of the relationship, I started with another one, which is I'm until now still a mentee of mine. So it's a very long mentoring relationship. And later on, I went on with others. Not too many, I would say, until the beginning of COVID-19. This is when we all were stuck at home, and me, like plenty of others, I realized I had much more time available, and I decided to use that time to give back to community, to all the people in need around me. So I started a few different things, and one of the things that I started, it was to put myself as a mentor, pro bono mentor in different platforms. One of them was the Mentoring Club, as I mentioned. So I know them since quite a while, and I saw this company growing and evolving over time. And through those online mentoring sessions, I actually had, I don't know, more than 100 mentees. Some of them are mentees since now 3+ years, others maybe just for 1 or 2 sessions. And they are very different. Like I had mentees that were experienced project managers that were trying to change career, people that wanted to enter in project management, but they didn't know what it was. I had, in collaboration with universities, I had a lot of university students, and with them is another game. It's a completely different story again.
I can imagine.
So it's definitely something. I have to say, with all this experience, and I really know the power behind a proper mentoring relationship, and this is why I was so much into with the idea of setting it up one for our community, for our PMO community.
Such a fantastic opportunity for people, and it really brings to life that the whole purpose behind the PMO leader community and making that global community, sharing knowledge and expertise. But this is so tangible. It feels like that next step in terms of what's on offer. So we'll go to audience questions in a second. So anybody out there, if you have questions for Bruno, pop them in the questions section and we'll come to those. I guess while we're giving people the chance to put their questions in your experience, are there any real keys to making a mentor-mentee relationship work? Does it need to be time-bound? Does the mentee need to know exactly what they want to achieve and have a set of goals, or do they all vary?
So let me tell you about the time-bound. It's the reason why we need to put a certain start and end within the program. It's because we need to treat it as a program or as a project, let's say. That does not prevent the relationship to continue later on. Like once the relationship is built, it could last for a lifetime potentially. But within the program, we want to cover it for a certain period of time, then run our lessons learned and adjust and be ready for the next year. So that's the plan at the moment. Now, regarding as a mentee, do I need to have a very clear objective in mind and ready? It doesn't have to be very clear, but at least you need to know what you want. What is that you are looking for into this relationship? You will start if you will become part of the program. You will spend some time with a person that is more experienced and that could help you navigating through something. But you need to know what is that something. And if you are not very clear, definitely the first session, the first couple of sessions needs to be to make that very clear and to align with your mentor on the targets that you want to achieve within the program. Because it's not just a space to have a conversation about the world. No, it needs to be focused into something.
So nobody should be put off by thinking they need to know exactly what they want or exactly what their questions are, but equally it's not a chance to pop up and say, hey, mentor, what's life all about? It's
yes,
going to be a bit
exactly.
more focused, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, let's have a look at some of the audience questions.
And Joe, just to add on it, you will also see this is there are a few questions in the application form that is already asking what are the areas that you are looking to improve or potentially that you want to support mentees on, and what do you want to achieve out of this. So it is already bringing the conversation into that direction.
And really focusing people's minds. Excellent. Excellent. Right. Well, we can see in the chat people are already signing up, which is fantastic. So, but let me just pop, we have a question from, first out, a shout out to Carsten and Florian, because I believe you've been on every single session so far. You've certainly asked questions in all of the sessions I've hosted. So top marks for stamina to Carsten as well, but also a question about the quality of the mentoring program.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So clearly, Carsten, Florian, thank you for the question. It's not, we are not, it's not a register here. It's open to everyone. We definitely open the applications to everyone, but we definitely want to select the right people. We do have some criterias that we have defined with our project team about what we will be looking for specifically on mentors and mentees, and like I will not be able now to share all the details of the criterias, but definitely it is important to that they are met. When you will go into the page that I linked above, you will find already some high level criteria explaining what makes a good mentee a good mentor, what can I get and out of the program, and it already gives you an indication about where we are going with it. But definitely we do have criteria defined for both mentors and mentees.
Excellent, thank you very much. And I hope that answers your question, Carsten. Right, we don't have any other questions. We do have a comment from Hubert. This is more for you, Bruno, that he'll be seeing you immortal at the PMI Congress. So
yes, we will, Hubert.
Super fan, Hubert, we'll see you there. Does anyone else have any questions? We'll give you a couple more minutes, but Bruno is also going to go and join one of the networking tables after this session. So once we close the session down, if you head over to the networking area, you'll be able to find a table with Bruno's name on, and he will be there and be able to speak to you in person if you just join that table. So you've got the chance to talk to him face to face or screen to screen. But we'll just give a minute or two for anyone else to join. And while we're doing that, I will just also give a shout out to our PMO Leader Conference sponsors as well, because much like the mentoring program, without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this and put this on for free for everyone. We've had already so many sessions. This is one of the last ones in the EMEA region today. We've had over 15 sessions and 22 speakers who have all given their time from, I think, 11 countries represented within our particular region. And that's not possible without their help, without the army of volunteers that make it happen, but also Keydin, Planisware and Asana, who have all very kindly stepped up and sponsored this so that we get this opportunity to talk to each other, to learn from each other and really bring that community together. So massive shout out to them, I think, and everyone who's made this conference possible. And we have one more question. Excellent. Thank you, Louise. What measures of success should we be thinking about through the programme? Come on, we're PMO, we like a measure.
Of course. Of course. Let me say, as a measure of success, at the end of the journey, at the end of the program, we definitely will have a survey to measure what both mentors and mentees have to share about the program. We will definitely measure how the program was set up, how it was the experience with the platform, with the Mentoring Club platform, but we also want to measure the content. So in the end, as a mentee, were you able to achieve the goals that you agreed upon with the mentor at the beginning of the program? And there will be something that is it's a sort, I mean, it's not really a contract, but it helps mentor and mentees to put in place at the beginning of the program what are the objectives that they want, the mentee want to achieve, so that they can measure them at the end and say, okay, achieved, not achieved. There is also something that we will do during the execution of the program. So I said we will definitely do the measurement at the end, but between the beginning and the end, there will be the team of volunteers which will constantly follow up with the mentors and mentees to check if the sessions are progressing, because if we do our pairing well, they will probably work well. But of course, we might make mistakes or something could happen, like people might become unavailable and we want to adjust that. So we don't want to leave people stuck in the middle of a relationship. And this is something that we will do proactively during the 6 to 7 months of the program. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, that is the end of the audience questions. So I would suggest we wrap it up there and let you head on over to the network table. I'm sure there'll be a few more people there who do want to speak to you. But I think this is such an exciting development for the PMO leader, for our community. And I really encourage everybody to think about taking part as mentees and mentors as well. You might be sitting out there thinking, oh, I'm not an expert, I don't know. But you'll be supported through the program as well, I'm sure, and everyone has something to offer. We've seen that just tapping into the community ourselves, what fantastic people there are out there, and skills and knowledge and expertise. So I think this is a really fantastic development. So hats off to you, to your sponsors, to the PMO squad, which is our co-founder Joe's PMO Joe's baby. So I think brilliant initiative. And thank you very much, Bruno, for coming along today to tell us about it in person as well and to answer people's questions. I think it's brilliant.
Thank you, Joe. So I will now go to the networking table. Before going there, let me tell you, in case you are not here, you are watching this later on, or you are not able to join the networking table, feel free to reach out to me if you have questions. If you are unsure, will I be a good mentor? Will I be the right person for that? Get in touch. We'll go through it together.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bruno. Absolutely brilliant. So thank you. I've got a great note to end on for EMEA as well. So absolutely awesome. And we'll see you over in the networking tables. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Joe.